1996, DCI begins a 3-year joint venture with Disney, which means we go down to Mickey's front yard. We're in Orlando at the Citrus Bowl. Now, in the news, the FBI catches the Unabomber after a long hunt. They nabbed Ted Kaczynski in a backwoods cabin in Montana. This is the year of the royal divorce. It makes headlines across the world. Chuck and Di calling it quits after 15 years of marriage. The big song on the charts, that classic, the Macarena. Who could forget that?
I'm glad
one,
you know how to do that. I have no clue.
Now, the Olympics were in the U.S. that year in Atlanta. Of course, we had that bombing in Centennial Park, but for us drum corps folks, the big moment came when the cadets played the closing ceremonies.
They were wonderful, and of course, it's always great to see one of our own on national TV, but the cadets did us proud. They were strong and powerful, but at the same time showed a lot of humor and really pulled that off with great style.
And then it's championship time, and the cadets didn't get to take the big bow at the championships, but 2 corps did. We had our first tie at the top.
Well, that's unusual when you create history, and these 2 corps, when we talk about the triumph of identity, when we talk about great character, you can't name 2 corps that have more of it. After that very dark show in '95, the Blue Devils charged back with a really fresh show. It's interesting because it's called the Gangster Chronicles, which sounds darker than it actually is. Lots of discord, but also we have iron bars and color guard breaking out of jail. There's a little bit of Dick Tracy in it, actually.
At the sentimental favorites, Phantom Regiment.
And they are down in the standings early in the week, having tailed the Blue Devils very closely the week before finals. And suddenly they make that charge with an all Shostakovich program. It's a show that gets stronger as the night goes on, so by the time they hit finale from the 5th Symphony at the end of the show, the crowd is going nuts, and they are really emotionally and powerfully involved with the crowd that night.
And when it came time to announce the score, the crowd went nuts again. Drum corps people were not enamored with this first tie.
Well, they were booing the tie, but what was great was that they applauded the fact that, in fact, we had 256 winners. So what happened was, it seemed initially to be a bad news thing, and then eventually they realized they really had 2 great winners on their hands, and this was the year to do it.
1996 in Orlando.